live on Facebook. It'll take just 1 second. And we should be live on Facebook. Hi everybody, welcome to this weekend's video. I am Sami Abu Saad, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're doing well, hope you're enjoying the weekend so far, and let us get started, shall we? Let's get started. We're gonna, before we start actually, a standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss today is for educational purposes only, okay? Trading is risky and whatever we discuss is for educational purposes only. If you'd like to download a copy of my free ebook, link for that is in the description of the video below. Link for a free ebook. All right, let's go ahead and turn on the charts. We're going to go over the market. We're going to go over some swing ideas for next week. The bullish and the bearish watches were copied and pasted into the description of the video below, so you wouldn't have to type them up yourself. So just go to the description, copy them, paste them into your platform, and let's get started. If you find benefit in today's video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps support our channel, okay? All right, the market. We are on a 3-day pullback here, in the Qs at least. I said in the room that if we break 361.50, that I predicted a pullback to about 355. So we're not there yet. Once we broke that top and tail, because that top and tail created a breakout failure basically in the market. So let me just get my annotation tool out. And here it is. So breakout, and the breakout got sold, turned into a big top and tail. So once we broke under it, I turned a little bit bearish. I'm not predicting this is the top and we're gonna collapse from here. No, not because it won't be, not because it is or isn't, but because I don't have enough information to tell me that this is really the top, right? I've predicted tops and bottoms before, okay, with a high degree of confidence. This isn't one of those where I would feel, yeah, this is the top for sure. No, not at all. Could it end up being the top? Could it, by some miracle, end up being the long-term top for the market? Sure, but I can't make that prediction because I don't have enough information to suggest that this is the top. This is just a pullback, is what I'm thinking as of right now. And then my target on the Qs, I went short the Qs. My target is 355. Could we drop to which, by the way, 355 at the time I said it, it was when the market was just right here. At the time, I even did a poll, and I said lower or higher, and 75% of the people said lower, and myself included in the room. And the next day the market gapped up, so I was already thinking short as soon as I saw the topping tail form. It took an extra day, but at that time the 355 was where the 20 MA on the daily chart was. As you can see now, it's below the 20 MA, and I think we probably will still get down there, maybe even 350. See that 200 MA, the red line on the hourly chart, maybe. But for now, I'm just looking for 355 on the Qs. The SPY is already, is in an uptrend. It's a big red bar, so we might see it dip below that 20 MA to about 427 on the SPY. And then the IDVM is in a world of its own. In my opinion, the IDVM is just like is what created the divergence in the market. And when you have divergence in the market, it tends to be difficult. It tends to be choppy, which is what we saw last week. Last week got difficult on Thursday and Friday, because that's how I felt, at least. Day trading and swing, mostly day trading, got difficult on Thursday and Friday because of that divergence mostly. But the IWM has been sideways all year. Probably gets down to the 200 MA around 210 on the IWM is what I'm thinking for now. We do have so far a pretty big red bar on the monthly chart, but the month is not over yet. These were red bars also, and only to turn into bottoming tail bars, right? So the month is not over, but it is a big red bar so far. So it's kind of a tricky time. I don't think that's the top in the market, but is this, has this been a good pullback? Sure. Even the oil, I think, may be pulling back. If you look at the daily chart of the USO, the last move higher failed to make a new high, and so we now double topped, and under this bar's low, that would be a break of the prior low. So that would be kind of the break of the uptrend. So even USO may be in for a pullback to about 45 bucks. I would say I would be even surprised if it got down to here. I think the market would have to drop a lot for USO to get down to 42 or so, but I would say maybe 45 for now on USO. At any rate, long story short, I think this is just gonna be a pullback, not a long-term top. Okay, that's my prediction if I had any at the moment. In terms of long ideas for next week, here they are. I already played the CCXI twice, called it in the newsletter, a long right here, which worked out very nicely. I don't know where it ended up trailing, to tell you the truth. And then the second play was over here. It ended up gapping a little bit above the entry, but I got it anyway, and then I trailed out somewhere here. So now it came in and is doing a buy setup. I like it higher over 1644, stop under 1494. So again, over 1644, stop under 1494. Target one would be 1814. Target two, this bar. So around $24. The DOCS, DOCS, I guess it's a new stock. It looks higher, but it's a big stop. Over this bar's high, stop way down there. So this bar's high is 54.40. This pivot is 48.30. It's a $6 stop. Alternatively, one can use this bar's low as the stop, which is 50.80, and target about 65 bucks. Okay, so that's the DOCS. GGPIW, never heard of it until I found it while I was scanning this weekend. It had an igniting bar breakout, and then now has a pullback. So the entry for this would be over 232, stop under 206, and then the target, it might not reach the prior high because it's a deep pullback, so maybe I would look for target one around there. Okay, so entry, stop, possibly target one, and then target two. Okay, on the GGPIW, HNRG, very bullish, broke out on Wednesday. Thursday and Friday were inside bars, so I like it higher over the base right here, stop right here. Okay, target on this one, I'm not sure. It's not one of the ones that I picked to play. It's up a lot already, so, but it has room to about 550. This bar's high, 550. And then Pfizer looks higher. It's breaking out on the daily chart. Already triggered on Friday. I had it just as an idea on Friday in the newsletter. Triggered already, but I like it still over 435. 4035. Stop. There's a couple of places to place the stop. One would be right here. Okay? Under that red bar. And the other place would be down here. The big stop down below the daily base would be if one was looking at this as a long-term investment. Okay, here more as a swing. Okay, so I like the Pfizer higher over 40.35 to 45 bucks. Actually 43, I think. 44.50 to about 44.50, and this bar's high is 40. So 43 and 44.50 on the Pfizer. Like it long term. Remember the Moderna last week? I thought it was in the video mRNA. The 1, 2, 3, boy, it wasn't one of the ones that I picked, unfortunately. But remember that 1, 2, 3? I talked about it in last weekend's video. As a long, wow, it did really well. And so now Pfizer, maybe another vaccine maker, might start to play catch up. But we'll see. This 1, 2, 3 is powerful. This 1, 2, 3 tactic, especially if you have an igniting bar. We just got out of ZTS. Was a 1, 2, 3 after an igniting bar. So right here, June 14th. Check. June. Oh, I'm wrong. No, actually June 14th. Yeah, it was, the entry was on June 14th. So that was a 1, 2, 3, and then we just got out of it on Thursday, not Friday, Thursday. Once it took out that bar's low, because at that point it got a little climactic. So look at that move from here to there, huge. A month, I think, and a day or so. Let me just take a look. A month and 1 day, correct. And so not Pfizer, the Moderna, Too bad I didn't do it, but that 123, I mean, is off to the races. Is up 50 some dollars. Would be up 55, 53. At any rate, last but not least is the SJM, which has a weekly buy setup. Beautiful weekly buy setup, but it triggered already. I didn't get it, and so it's a little late. So I'm gonna wait a little bit on the SJM, but it's a beautiful buy setup on the weekly chart to 140. Bearish items, we got ADVM, which is a base breakdown. This reminds me of the BDTX, which already is an open position in the newsletter. So as a short, big base breakdown, and then it was added to over here somewhere. So it looks lower, looks good on the ADVM. A base breakdown looks lower under about $3. Stop over 320. I wonder how liquid this is. Okay, it looks like it's liquid enough. Does over 1 million shares. AFRM is a base breakdown inside of a weekly sell setup. That's a weekly breakdown, weekly sell setup. And then on the daily chart, it just needs to break under 55 bucks. Stop would be over the SPARS high, which is 60.80. Target the prior low. Okay? So AFRM. A BIIB is a 1, 2, 3 short. So igniting bar, narrow range bar, and if it breaks under 323, stop over 331.11. So under 323 short, stop over 331. Target really has room all the way down to about 286. But let's just aim for the next fig, the next whole number, which is 300 bucks. Okay? So that's BIIB. IDYA is a little thin, I think, very liquid, short under the SPARS low as a daily sell setup after an igniting gap down that ended the long-term uptrend. So that's, you know, as a short under the SPARS low, stop above it. I'm not sure what the target would be for this, probably around $13. It's not one of the ones that I picked, but it does look lower. IMV already, you know, dropped a lot, but short under 134. Stop 156. Let's see what this pivot low is. 135. So it's already below it. I like it short under 134. And then target, it's going to be about 50 cents. Looks like it's going to 50 cents or so. The stop would be over 156. LLNW is a base breakdown after an igniting gap with a breakdown there, right? Break under the base. And then so short under the base, stop above it. I'm not sure what the target is. I'd have to look at it on the monthly chart to figure out. So it's about $2 or so. This prior low right here, around 225. Let's say 225. On the LLNW, entry under the lows, whatever it is, 266. Stop is over 283. Okay? So it's about 2 to 1 because you have about 40 cents to target, slightly more, and then about a 20 cent stop, slightly less. So it's just over 2 to 1 reward to risk. PRVB is already an open play. It triggered the sell setup short, and I like it lower though still. Under the SPARS low, under $6, let's just say. Stop over 657. And then I don't remember what my target was on it, but it's already an open play, and I'm not looking to add to it, but the target would be $5, 505 on the PRVB. Next on the list is SLP, which I think is a pretty thinly traded stock. I like it short after an igniting gap, and I like it short under 43.20 with a stop over 45.40 on the SLP. Oops. So again, under 43.20, stop over 45.50, and target somewhere there, around 37 or so, $37 on the SLP. UPWK had, this is really bearish when you have a breakout and then a wide range bar that completely reverses that breakout. This is not as bearish as this. I'll show you. AOUT, I think, is the symbol. Yes, because this gapped. When a stock gaps, it basically it closed here at 36 and it opened at 32. It did not give anybody the chance to get out between 36 to 32. Okay, so this is more bearish, and that's why it just really sold off on Friday hard, closed at the lows. Look at the volume spike on it, super bearish. I managed to get some towards the end of the day. I mean, not the end of the day, but like later in the day, as opposed to in the morning. In the morning, I wanted to do it. It was one of the 3 favorite gaps that I picked for myself in the room, but it was too thin. It was too spready and thin. So I ended up not getting this, even though that's a tier 1 gap, as good as it gets. But I ended up getting it later, and it made some money. So this one, the reason why I'm mentioning the AOUT is to tell you this is almost as bearish of a move, but not quite as bearish, because this gave some people the chance to get out. It actually traded down as opposed to gapping down overnight. Does that make sense? When it doesn't give people the chance to exit, and they're trapped, everybody bought it thinking it was going to go higher, and then the next day it gaps down, then they're at the open, they start to sell. As they sell, it drops. The ones that are still holding on to it, their losses are now getting bigger. They sell, it drops some more. It creates that snowball effect, which is why I love gaps so much, because they can make, you can get a 5-day move in 30 minutes or less. I mean, this whole move almost happened in 30 minutes, the majority of it. Now it moved back up and gave another entry on the smaller time frames as a short, but that's a pretty big move in just 30 minutes. At any rate, UPWK is a 1, 2, 3, 4 short under 47.20. It's got support. That's the biggest problem. And then target is this congested area right here, so around $40 on the UPWK. And then VLDR is an hourly base breakdown, I think. So this is the hourly chart base breakdown. So under the base, stop above it. Big stop. It's not one of the ones that I picked. I picked 3 shorts and 1 long for the newsletter. If you're a subscriber, feel free to log on to your account and you'll see which ones I picked for tomorrow, for Monday, not tomorrow. With that said, that's it for the video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. info@t3live.com. Again, info@t3live.com. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, be sure to hit the like button. I hope you also have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Ciao.